Pretty late to the party on this one because I didn't think anyone was gonna actually buy or purchase the Google Stadia or Stadia. I don't really know how you're even still supposed to say it. But having an argument with a friend the other day, you know who you are. They were trying to like argue the benefits of such a platform and like how streaming your games and not having local hardware was like the way to go. And singing Stadia's praises. And who the fuck is buying this? I don't know. Y'all fought to pay for outdated Apple tech and software. I was like, cool, let them roll. Y'all fought tooth and nail to buy 2K or Grand Theft Auto and participate in the microtransactions and do the Fortnite Battle Pass. I was like, hey, maybe there's a silver lining. Different strokes for different folks. And now I'm figuring out I have like a niche group of friends who actually brought the Stadia. What the fuck? What you doing? Stadia is made by like well-meaning techies in a development bubble. They're like the government who's not trying to be shady, but they're still like following that study that said you could survive at $7.25 an hour and haven't been on the real world and actually like bought a bistro at full price and realized buying one of those takes 3 hours of your life. Like I really don't understand. Are y'all so optimistic that you would give Google, of all entities, and I mean, I know the irony of posting this on YouTube while throwing shade, but you know, I digress. But it's still one of those things like you know what your other hand is doing, you know, like you can't. I don't even know what I'm trying to say here because it seems so stupid. All right, see if I'm overreacting here. Let's just look at the signs. Let's just look at the signs. This catastrophe had the community split because there were many who doubted everything about Google's model and those who called those naysayers cynical. The promise was to offer 4K smooth, no lag gameplay with just the technology of streaming. Bringing premium gaming with no bulky console or tower. Google highlighted that they would use technology that would predict the user's moves to combat lag. Yo, what a sales pitch to get a bunch of suckers. Maybe gonna predict your moves. That's how smooth we are, bro. Technology's leaps and bounds, man. Leaps and bounds, man. Anyone familiar with any sort of tech already knew this was kind of a facade going in and had some obvious glaring questions here. The biggest one is how much data would this beast consume? And how much is needed to maintain a good experience to have this quantum lag? The answer from Google? Incredibly optimistic. ISPs have a strong history of staying ahead of consumer trends, and if you look at the history of data caps in those small number of markets, the trend over time, when music streaming and download became popular, especially in the early days when it was not necessarily legitimate, data caps moved up. Then, with the evolution of TV and film streaming, data caps moved up, and we expect that will continue to be the case. Where the fuck have you been living? ISPs have never given a fuck about anything. They never have. That's the joke. That's the meme. They have no competition. They're illegally allowed to price fix with competitors to fix rates so that no matter where you go, you get the same gouging spoon out of your wallet to just get data, which they want to monitor what you do with it anyway. When cable TV became obsolete, did your cable rate stay the same or skyrocket because no one was using it? It's not going to stay the same. What are you talking about? Who says this? The release price is starting at $130 plus monthly subscription. Digitally released games that are still fully priced, showing the industry is still committed to keeping games at a crazy high price even when the cost of production has been mitigated. One of the big concerns here is that when Google products have no longer been viable, i.e. see Google Glasses amongst others, it's not like they have supported your purchase of them after the fact. They dropped all support. Like the infrastructure folded upon themselves and you're still stuck with a bunch of hardware that doesn't have any software to support it. Imagine paying $130 and buying into the subscription and not owning anything when you walk away from it. And what's crazy is Google is very upfront about you not owning these titles, like this anything as a service model that everything in business is adapting. It's kind of crazy. Like, why would you where is the point where the consumer wins at all? I mean, I know it's supposed to be they're a business, they're making money, and you're a consumer, you're supposed to buy a product and be for sure it works and have a warranty, and those are supposed to meet in the middle and come together like a PB&J sandwich. But at this point, there's always more peanut butter than jelly when on the business side. It's like, you know, you don't own anything, you got to pay to keep logging in. You don't actually own any of your own hardware and software. You're gonna buy overpriced hardware to play at home, and you're gonna get to participate in our community. And I need that money every rip. Every time you press go on, you just swoop dog. The game list was dismal. I think they were starting the list with like 22 games. They're leading it with stuff like Doom Eternal and Destiny. And I mean, Destiny, if you've already got your clan somewhere, I don't think you're jumping ship to play on Stadia. And Doom Eternal, I mean, we're talking about the ultimate, other than Quake, Twitch shooter, or as in fast movement shooter. You're gonna play that on streaming? A Twitch shooter where every frame counts on a streaming platform. I don't know, something about that don't seem right. I don't think it seems right, bro. Saying that you could play like a Twitch shooter with virtually no lag over streaming is asinine. There are people with beast rigs that still have to deal with screwed up connections playing COD right now. It's not a thing at this time. Reviewers learned that the lag promised was ass. And the 4K promise was more of, well, a straight lie. A lie that forced Google to leave the developers of titles out to dry instead of taking the hit. The Chrome stick? Overheating. Another tidbit that Google tried to dodge before giving everyone the "it's only happening to a select few adopters" tagline.
Amount of thermal compound to make the connection between a tiny little block they have there and then the chipset. It's very odd, once again, to see this. It does, I think, scream that they were trying to save as much money as they could to create this, and this isn't...
The controller? It's actually pretty nice. I mean, I kind of like the design compared to everything out there. I haven't really touched it yet, but you know, it looks fine. Looks fine. It's fine. And now the population on Stadia for title games like Destiny 2 have dropped to nothing. Many complaining of waiting lobbies having lengthy amounts of time to get into any multiplayer. The reported downloads are stagnant, as anyone who would have been sucked in by this dupe has kind of had enough of the bad PR. In the latest news, Stadia is trying to combat all this bad PR and people not adopting their platform with the good old Tim Sweeney Epic Games outlook. They're gonna have exclusive streaming titles. I'm probably gonna make another video on a video streaming platform on GeForce, but it kind of seems like now we're getting into this the same copyright war that happened in music. Now that all games are digital, we're kind of seeing that seep into our games, where now we're gonna have certain streaming platforms where you only can get a game with streaming. People are okay buying a game and not buying a game at the same time. It really is just like a brand loyalty thing where you can't defend the practice a company does, or you can't defend a shitty product, so you go with a tribal pissing match. It's weird. It's weird. So if you already have a console or PC, I ask simply, what benefit is this at this point? This is like built for college students who like embrace the whole nomad culture, who still have shitty Wi-Fi so it doesn't work anyway. Like, they like the appeal of being able to play anywhere, but you don't have the infrastructure to play it anyway. So you bought a stupid item. And the even weirder part is the optimism that it would work. I don't even know, like, with marketing now, can you really just say something will make you fly? And people will literally like cut each other's throats in the streets to prove to you that a rock can fly. It's a dud. Like, what does it take for consumers to have a little bit of more responsibility when they're purchasing things? In researching what they're about to buy, or the willpower to stay abstinent from it. This thing where companies are releasing these beta tests for you to try, develop, and put through the ringer so that they can sell you the end product at a solidified higher price is so weird and so prevalent in everything now that I don't understand what gamers are doing. I don't get it. And I know all this is because deep down, people are good. So good. So much hope. They're willing to give even the evilest company a chance. People just want simple lives, and they want to take people at their word, and they want to have a world where the salesman is just trying to make an honest living, and he's actually trying to help you out with his product. And we live in a community that lifts each other up. But that shit's gone. It's ass. It don't exist, all right? Stop wasting your money on this stuff. Stop it. Go build yourself a PC or buy a sexy PS4 or an Xbox One X, bro, and just leave it and just stick with it. Don't be buying the snake oil, man.